handicapper when I joined, and he had kept the club going during the war when everyone was away, and but for Clary, I think the club would probably have folded. He was as I say, he was a club handicapper, but he had a different method of handicapping. He made sure that the winner was the most deserving person. That's the way it seemed to work. And the way in which you joined the club in those days was Clary invited you. He looked you over if you were up here swimming, and if you thought you were the right type, he'd say, would you like to join?
And a little bit more, Mike just told me that his daughter gave a lot of archive to the club. His niece, sorry. What she give you lots of records and cups?
Records going up to 1913. There's our club record card, and lots of photographs, and lots of old cups.
And I think it's one of the fixture lists on the wall there from 1913. That isn't it? Yeah. And now Gordon is going to do the honours, talk a little bit about our sponsor today, Alan.
Alan the Baron Lacy.
That's because the Lacys came over
with the Conqueror.
With William the Conqueror, you see.
Right.
That's why he's always called me Baron.
And he's one of our last two remaining members that contested the last World War. The other being Cyril Schoolboy Wood. Alan flew with the RAF, bomber and coastal command were his two pigeons. Whilst he was with bomber command, he survived a terrible accident in a Wellington bomber. And for this feat, he was awarded the famous Caterpillar Tie. And Winston Churchill once said that the only thing that really frightened him during the war was the U-boat arm. Well, Alan certainly did his bit towards that part of the war when he successfully sank U-106 and U-603. 607. Sorry. 607.
Can't argue with Alan with time dates.
You can't argue with a band. And, oh God. Come on, Gordon.
Enough embarrassment, thank you.
I knew that Alan would be embarrassed by what I was going to say. But anyway, with the passage of time, and time's a great healer, so I think we can also say that we can pay a tribute to Germany's brave U-boat men. And they were brave, deadly, but often very chivalrous. And the other thing is, with the passage of time, and I know that these events are still indelibly printed upon Alan's memory. And also, a little known fact, that Alan used to play rugby for the Lions.
Very true, very true.
Yes. The Lions. Jay Lance and Company, the two
Alan's great at putting himself down. So I can't say now over to the Baron because he's here himself, so he's already made it.
Long way.
So that's it.
And I must also mention Alan's daughter Jane and his two grandchildren. And thank you for coming.
Jane, Clara, Flora.
Who's the oldest? Out the grandchildren.
Flora. Just.
So over to Mr. Nash, is it? He's going to announce the...
The winner was Anna.
Well, Alan just wants to tell you about the prizes. Sorry, Anna, just hold on a sec.
The winner of the cup gets a photograph of Clary Reid starting the bridge-to-bridge race in 1949. Everyone can have fairy cakes made by Jane with a certain time sharp, monster and duck. Now the books, I have to admit, I got these in a bit of a hurry. Now I come to look at them, I'm afraid I have to say could do better.
Cats.
The Encyclopedia of Cats, I got this because I thought anyone who's daft enough to swim in the search is probably daft about cats. That's quite good fun. That's Jerry Paxman talking about royalty, and if you think of Jerry Paxman and Prince Charles, you get the flavour of that. This book is the English Olympic Games, the first ever. Well, I was thinking it would be about 1908, but having actually browsed through the book, it's about 1600, and it's book I suppose will be of interest to you if you happen to be writing an essay on early English history. This book of Illingworth cartoons I thought would be fun, but in fact it's rather a history of the Second World War in cartoon form, so you might not think that fun. This book, Get Her Off the Pitch, this is a lady journalist who was an art critic, and her paper decided it would be a good idea to convert her to a sports journalist. And this is her take on sports journalism by a lady who had been an art critic rather than the dyed-in-the-wool sports journalist. And her take's quite funny. One thing she said about rugby, which I thought was quite good, she said, rugby players don't argue with the referee because only the referee understands the rules. This book's interesting. It's on underground maps. Well, donkeys years ago I became interested in the way in which the underground maps were not geographical maps, but actually just diagrams of how to get to one place to the other. That's quite interesting. This book on the Empire, in fact, I think I must have keyed in the wrong code number. I don't know why I got that. But it does tell you some devastating things we did to get the Empire. Anyway, so that's it. Right.
Ready? You can exchange the books at the library next week. Right, so over to Mr. Fabric or Mr. Nash.
The winner was Anna. Still.